It is Veterans Day. So first, thank you to all the men and women who've served or are serving in the U.S. military. Today, President Obama took part in traditional Veterans Day ceremonies, but much of the focus remains on the men and women still in uniform and the kinds of threats they may be facing in the immediate future. And new criticism tonight is coming from the president's own party. Correspondent Kevin Corke has the story from the White House.
In laying a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns, President Obama paused to remember and thank those whose service to country we honor this Veterans Day.
What has always made America great, what has always made us exceptional, are the patriots who generation after generation dedicate themselves to building a nation that is stronger, freer, a little more perfect.
But even as the president saluted the troops, his administration's convoluted strategy to fighting ISIS in Syria is facing renewed criticism from members of his own party.
The problem is we don't have a comprehensive strategy.
Critics say it's more than just a loss of blood and treasure. It's the apparent lack of direction. The administration now on its third strategic approach to solving the problem. Watching Syrian rebels take the fight to ISIS and the Assad regime hasn't worked. Neither has the plan to train and equip Syrian fighters, despite a cost of more than $50 million. Now the Pentagon is sending a cadre of 50 special operations forces to advise and assist. In an editorial dubbed Plan C, USA Today said, quote, Obama's previous hands-off policy has helped foster chaos, a refugee crisis, the rise of ISIL, and now intervention by Russia.
I don't think it's a strategy that will work long term. I think ISIL is a grave threat to the region.
Instability punctuated by increasing attacks by Russia on the very Syrian rebels that Washington has armed. This as a Russian proposal to end the crisis has been rejected by Syrian opposition leaders. Meanwhile, Secretary of State John Kerry and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met today, just ahead of Kerry's major policy speech on Syria, which is set to take place tomorrow. Some GOP lawmakers believe that strategy should include more U.S. boots on the ground, something the president has vowed to avoid.
If we don't hit them there, they're coming here. How many times do they have to say that we want to kill you before we take them serious?
Bret, the very next step in the administration's combined military-diplomatic approach is tomorrow's speech by Secretary Kerry. And what the White House is betting is that he'll be able to convince Russia and Iran to help out with a managed transition of power for the Assad regime and a ceasefire in Syria. A long bet indeed, Bret.
Kevin Corke live on the North Lawn. Kevin, thank you.